here again, and today on Listening with the Bad Christian, we talk about, well, basically nothing and everything. I hope everybody's having a great day out there today, and if you're not, well, cheer up, everybody. It could be a lot worse out there. I mean, our government's shut down, so that's a good thing. We don't have to worry about that no more, right? I guess it's shut down. I mean, what does a shutdown even mean? Doesn't that just mean that, the little guys don't get paid? It's interesting to me that the more you think about it in that situation, the government never shuts down. There's no such thing as a government shutdown. That's why these people, these Congress people and these senators, the presidents, all these appointed cabinet members, none of these people are truly worried about a shutdown. And they're always looking for a continuing resolution. Well, continuing resolution is a Band-Aid on the situation. I mean, when was the last time we really didn't need a continuing resolution, as they put it? We don't seem to have anybody up there that wants to do anything that they're supposed to do. They all want to act like they're fighting and arguing like little kids, but there's a pattern going on here. I mean, do we remember, look back, was it 6 or 7 years ago when Trump said in the public eye and had Chuck Schumer sitting there and told him, hey, you know what? Government shutdown is my fault. I'll go ahead, I'll take the blame for it, because these are the things that we demand to have, and if you're not going to give them to us, we'll shut the government down. So, I mean, you wonder where these attitudes come from. I remember when Biden was in office, and they were facing a shutdown, which they ended up getting a continuing resolution. And when Trump was asked on the side, he said, let the government shut down. That's the only way to fix it, let it shut down. And for this government that's shut down and as eager as they are to go ahead and put the pressure on, they're gonna say, oh, the pressure's being put on the Democrat, or the pressure's being put on the Republican. But the truth is pressure's being put on the people. I mean, it's us that as people that lose the ability to do certain things. I mean, he's already talked about laying people off or firing people in an essence. So obviously this is a planned thing, people. There's no surprise here whatsoever. Everything that's happening obviously was planned to happen. And if you're somebody on the left and you're looking at it going, oh, that's somebody on the right's fault, and if you're somebody on the right looking at it going, oh, that's somebody on the left's fault, you're both deceived, because they're both working together for this stuff. The theater is that they stick out in the front and say, yeah, they're working against us. No, they're not working against them. They have nothing. They're losing nothing. There's nothing being lost here. All you have is a bunch of rich bureaucrats sitting in high important places making millions of dollars while they screw over the American people. I'm beginning to wonder if they even care about the American people at all. I mean, we are on the brink of civil war. The words being used are war, people. I mean, when you did anybody take the time to watch Donald Trump address the military leaders? Seemed like he was pretty. Wasn't one of the nicknames? Wasn't one of the nicknames that he gave Biden Sleepy Joe? He was awful sleep. He was awful. This is an invasion from within. He said, "This is an invasion from within." He was just about to fall over. He was very, very, very lethargic. For somebody who likes to put little nicknames on everybody, it'd be Sleepy Trump, Dozin Donald. Let's try that one. But the stuff he was talking about was all the way off the rails. I mean, when you're willing to look at your military leaders and say, we need to put the pressure of war, and you people are here and you know what war is for, and this is your job, and you're professionals at war, and you know the difference between what is war and isn't war, and then to tell those people at the same time, I'm basically going to send you into American streets. Get ready. Get ready, I'm sending you, because the enemy is from within. Oh yeah, they're sworn to protect from all enemies, domestic and foreign. I understand that. I understand that. But the enemy is not somebody standing out on the street protesting. And as of right now, I don't know for a fact if they're arresting per se peaceful protesters, but isn't the idea behind a protest to kind of push that envelope a little bit, I guess, if you will? Because, like I said, the words war, I mean, these people they understand what war is, okay? You talk about Donald Trump, you talk about Pete Hegseth, you talk about any of them, Chuck Schumer, any of them on the left, any of them on the right, bring any of them up. They know the difference between war and basically domestic dispute at this point. I mean, we're not going to turn a domestic dispute into terrorism and sit by and nobody's going to say a word, because here I am and I'm speaking into the microphone. And I'm not suicidal, just so everybody knows. Hey, didn't Marjorie Taylor Greene have to say something about that recently? Interesting, because she's hardcore Trump, but when it comes to that Epstein stuff, I think she kind of put her foot down with that. That's very interesting. I've seen a lot of Democrats agreeing with what she had to say, but if that ain't flipping the script, if that ain't total despondency in this world, maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe that shows that at least somebody's willing to make compromise and listen to somebody on the other side and actually take a wholeheartedly consideration to what the discussion is about. I don't know. I really don't know much of anything, truth be told. I'll never claim to know everything or really much of anything. I'm not a smart man. But I like to talk, and I like to talk about these things, and I like to bring some of these things to light, and I like to make you think a little bit, to step back. People say, you got to think outside the box. And I'm like, where the heck did this box come from? Box, what are you talking about? There is no box. There is no box. But back to what we were saying. So we really need to be careful here, people. A lot of bad things perspiring right now. A lot of bad things. Okay, if the government's being shut down and we're furloughing soldiers at this point, air traffic control workers, because, public transportation is not necessary for senators and Congress people. They have private jets. They don't need to worry about that too much. It's going to be interesting to me to see how this little war he wants to wage on American citizens, because he's calling these places war zones. I'm not even sure if he knows what he's looking at. I heard somewhere that he was actually looking at old footage of Portland when he made the order to go in there, because it was a war zone. Because there was a lot of bad stuff that happened in that place over the George Floyd stuff. It's horrible. But there's a big difference between those people out there, what was going on with George Floyd, and people out there protesting ICE and surrounding the ICE facilities, which, I mean, if you're hindering federal movement, that's a good way to go to jail, point blank. That's just it. That's against the law. If these people are doing those things, arrest them. If they're truly being criminal about the situation, then this should just be a quest or a campaign to go get these people, which is, it started out as that. I mean, that's where we started, guys. Because remember, we started with, we're going to go after MS-13 gang members, and then, they're violent criminals. They're people coming in from asylums, which I don't think that he understands the difference between seeking asylum and a mental asylum. He seems to have those two things confused. He's getting up there in age, though. I mean, I can understand that. I mean, imagine being somebody from his generation and being bombarded by the social media that exists today. He talks about fake news, fake news, fake news. It's all fake news. It's all fake news. It's all bought and paid for. You guys have heard me talk about that before. It's all of your politics is bought and paid for. So you're never going to get fed anything from especially mainstream media. And the problem is guys, the problem is we're all eating out of the same feed bucket. Okay? If you take the time to watch people like me on the internet to come up with an intelligent thing to say. Don't watch me for that. I'm not intelligent. But if you're going to take time to watch people like me and listen to what we have to say, or whatever influence you're into, and your idea of politics is to listen to these people that you find intelligent so that you can regurgitate talking points throughout your day with other people, you're not doing any critical thinking at that point. And I'm here to try to kind of provoke the brain to do that. That's what I want you people to do. I want you people to step back and say, okay, we are looking at politics, but what do these politics look like? Because they want you to believe it's about left and right. And as long as you're looking one way or the other, you're easily diverted. You know, magicians use diversion to pull off illusions. That's what they get paid to do. That's literally what they get paid to do, magicians. And what we've got is we've got a situation where it's too easy. Even with all the data and all the information in this world, it's still too easy to misdirect people. And if we're all eating out of the same feed bucket, it doesn't matter. You could say, okay, well, I don't watch mainstream media, so I'm not misinformed. No, but I'll bet, if you step back and look, you're watching somebody who watched the mainstream media for you. Odds are that you're watching somebody that took the time to sit down and say, all right, I watched all 45 minutes of that state of address, and I'm going to tell you what I have to think. And they're going to clip 15 minutes out of there, 4 or 5 minutes, which is better than what the mainstream media is going to give you, because the mainstream media is going to give you maybe 2 minutes, maybe 30 seconds here, 10 seconds here, 10 seconds there, and orient one single little point where they want it to go, manipulate the message. But at the end of the day, if the influencers and the creators are going to that same feed bucket and saying, okay, here's what they're saying about this, and here's what I got to say about them saying that, then we never escape that matrix. We stay inside of it, people. We have to step back and formulate our own opinions, our own decisions about what we think is right and what we think is wrong. If you are a veteran in this nation, and you fought for our country, or you're a currently enlisted member, and you know the difference between what war is and what war isn't, then you should step back when politicians make statements saying, that's Portland's war ravaged. You know that's not what war ravaged looks like. You know that's not what war looks like. I mean, Donald Trump's already given them the go to go ahead and say, all right, you can go in with full force. And I can just imagine you're somebody from the military and you're getting ready to go into one of these places. And you've basically been cleared, or you're trying to deploy troops, or you're a general, whatever you are. Imagine you're somebody in that position and you've got American citizens sitting there with signs and some pink hair, and they've got on black hoodies, and you in your mind know that person technically is not a threat to you by any means. I mean, just look at the difference. Look at the difference of these soldiers standing. They are gilled to the hilt, buddy. They got every single piece of equipment that they can have on. They got the bulletproof vest. They got the helmets. They've got the batons. They've got the shields. They've got the pepper balls. All right? I've seen them come out and fire on people that were sitting on park benches. There was a woman sitting there. I watched one the other day. And they come out of that facility and they started firing pepper balls. And they just start firing them at the ground. And there's a woman sitting there on a park bench with a book in her hand. And I'm thinking, why are you even firing your weapon? What is the point of what you do? Why do you come out of the facility, fire your weapon into the crowd a few times, and then go back into the... What are we doing right now? What is this exercise for? What does it prove? What does it prove? And if you're somebody who supports this type of behavior, just remember, the moment that he crossed that line and stepped back and said, you know what? We're going to deem this group of people, of American citizens, terrorists so that we have the right to use the military against them. If he's willing to do it to them, he's willing to do it to you. Mark my words. That was the line that should have never been crossed. That line should have never been crossed. When that line was crossed, that was a direct assault on America. Just to say those things, as the commander-in-chief, to stand up and say, this is war. War. W-A-R, war. Come on, people. We know what war actually looks like. And this is not, when they say terrorist, this is not new. This is not new. Think about it. Let's go back to Obama, because a lot of these, Barack Obama and Trump have a lot of similarities. But if you go back to Obama, his whole thing was internal cells, terrorist cells, domestic terrorist cells are going to be an issue in the future. He kept warning you over and over. They're going to be an issue in the future, guys, these terrorist cells. We need to start preparing now. There's going to be terrorist cells in the future. But when he was talking, we were all going, oh, well, it's probably them Muslims. Just like you talk about the Church of Latter-day Saints that got shot up and burnt down the other day. It's interesting to me, one Christian man gets executed in the street, and we're ready to send the military into Portland, Oregon. But this other man can bomb a church, burn it to the ground, kill a handful of people, wound a handful of people. And he's got PTSD. He's a veteran with PTSD. He's a MAGA member. He was wearing, they got picture, he's a MAGA guy. And when that first come out, you had people putting all this rhetoric on before they even knew what was going on, trying to point the finger at Muslims. Obviously that was Muslims. No, it wasn't Muslims. And is that not considered an act of terror? Is that not considered an act of terror? I mean, the man bombed a church and assassinated people. Is that considered an act of terrorism?